Hey everyone, in this video I wanted to give a little update about the recording space because people always ask about the setup and I've made some pretty big changes. Now it's still the Dell 75-inch 4K interactive screen that gives me kind of the pen, the whiteboard capability connected to the machine I built myself, but I have upgraded it. It's now running an NVIDIA 3090 Founders Edition and I've added a Elgato 4K 60 capture card because I've changed the way I actually create the videos now. Now I've also changed my camera. I had the Nikon Z5 before, but I hit problems that the battery would run out while I was recording. So I've actually changed that to a Nikon Z5, which enables power via the bus while it's running via the USB. I'm still using the same Rode VideoMic Pro Plus microphone. I'm not using the Atomos Ninja 5 anymore to actually record. What I've replaced it with is the Atomos Shinobi 5, which is just a little 5-inch screen. There's no fan, so it's quiet, just so I can kind of see what I'm doing. But what I used to do was I would capture the screen using Camtasia, and I would record to the Shinobi actually what I was actually doing. So record to the Ninja on its local hard disk. I would then take the hard disk and connect it to my machine, my main desktop, and then take the Camtasia file and kind of edit and switch between them. It was kind of painful to do that. Also, while I was doing demos, it was very hard to try and look at this screen and view the keyboard. It's kind of a contortionist thing. So someone gave me the idea, well, I could use OBS Studio. And that's a free software really for kind of streaming. But what I did is I added another monitor down kind of my notes area that basically just captures whatever's on this screen and shows it on my screen down here. So now when I demo, I can just look at this screen, which is the same thing as on here. But that really got me thinking, well, if I'm using this OBS Studio, why am I bothering to record to this hard drive and Camtasia? So I actually switched. So that's why I added the Elgato capture card. So now the camera actually connects to the PC. So OBS Studio is now capturing both the screen and the camera. And what I now do is I've got an Elgato Stream Deck to switch between scenes. So if you actually jump over, if I open up OBS Studio, it's kind of be weird because it's me on me. So let's just change over to just the studio. So what I can now have is down the bottom area, you can have these kind of different scenes down here. So some of the scenes are just the whiteboard. Some of them is the camera. And then some of them, if I actually go back, push the little button, is kind of a mix where it puts my video on with the whiteboard. So now I can just push the buttons. So instead of me now trying to edit the files afterwards, that's going to be kind of really weird. I now just edit it as I'm recording. So as I switch between demos, I push the button on the Stream Deck, which switches between the camera and the display. And when I'm doing the display, I can see it on this screen, so I can do the demos that way. So now I don't have to do any kind of post-edit, it's just one file. I just have to copy the file from the studio PC to my desktop and render it to an MP4. Now that's kind of a setup thing. The biggest issue I was having though before was sound. This room is empty, so I'd get a lot of reverb, echo. And I'd have to do this reverb removal, which was kind of painful. It took a long time. Then I had to denoise it. So the biggest change is my awesome wife has put curtains basically all around all of the walls and the doors, so there's no echo anymore. It absorbs all the sound, so I don't have to do any modification to my audio anymore. I just render and I'm done. It did have the effect of absorbing a lot of light, so I had to upgrade all the lights from 60% to 100%, and I had to add a new one at the bottom. I'm still tweaking that, but it seems to mostly work. But now I essentially just switch using the Stream Deck as I'm recording, and just no audio changes afterwards, and I just render it. So that's kind of the new setup, and of course the great advantage there as well is now the same setup I can use to do live events. So now if I'm talking to a user group, you'll see exactly the same experience. My logo is just part of the OBS Studio. My end screen is part of an OBS Studio button. I don't have to do anything anymore other than occasionally add a title to kind of scroll down. I do that in Power Director still, but really my editing now is minutes, and then I just let it render. And I actually added another 3090. I got lucky, I managed to get two to my desktop. I got the EVGA FTWOC 3090 for my desktop, and I use that for a bit of Destiny 2 as well. So that's it. That's kind of the new setup. I just thought I'd share. Really is a game changer using the OBS Studio and having these curtains around. I don't have to mess with the audio anymore. That was it. Until next time, stay safe. And I'm now going to push the button just for the close.